For those of us coming directly off of Elden Ring into Lies of P, this game is quite a shock. There is a lot to learn, and if you've never done a parry system before, then you are going to struggle with this game, but fear not, because I am going to give you the tips you need to get through this game with relative ease, as well as being able to make yourself more powerful as you go along, going over different stats, what everything does, and how to optimize yourself going through Lies of P, so let's get into it. So since the game has come out, I've put about 20 hours into this game, and it is absolutely incredible. This game rewards you for doing the correct mechanics and will punish you relentlessly if you don't learn how to play. With previous Souls games giving you some margin of error and giving you a little bit of grace, this game does not. So the first tip that I have for you that I think everyone needs to know is you need to go get accustomed with the training dummies in Hotel Krat. This is going to allow you to understand how the combat system works in Lies of P, and it's also going to help you get those parry windows down perfectly so you can get those perfect guards and perfect parries off. This will also introduce you to the groggy system with the white bar above the NPC's head, as well as the critical system. Speaking of combat, there's two parts to each weapon that you need to know, and tip number 2 is pick a handle and stick with it. The reason that I say handle is because the handle is going to control the moveset of your entire weapon. You can definitely switch out the blade, but I recommend that you stick with one handle just so you get very comfortable with the combat and that particular moveset, and then you can branch out to other handles to try different movesets as you get more comfortable. You can disassemble and reassemble weapons at any Stargazer. And tip number 3 is use throwable items. These are incredibly overpowered, and they should be used as often as you get them. There are throwables for every single element in Lies of P, and surprisingly, they all will do decent damage to bosses. If you want the electric throwing cell, you're going to head to this merchant who's at the Karasani Alley, and he will sell you 3 infinitely as long as you keep coming back to him. And if you head to the inside of the house on Ellison Boulevard Stargazer, he will also be there selling them as well. If you head to the Malum District Stargazer and go up this ladder right here, you can also find the merchant up top selling thermite and carcass body fluid bottles, both incredibly great for boss fights. And tip number 4 is understanding Ergo. You are going to pick up different Ergo fragments throughout Lies of P, but there are a few you should not use, and I'm going to tell you why. Whenever you get an Ergo fragment from a boss, it is the exact same thing as a remembrance in Elden Ring. Go to this NPC right here once you get him, and he is going to allow you to buy boss weapons for your character. Just a heads up though, these cannot be disassembled, so what you see is what you get. Speaking of NPCs, tip number 5 is get accustomed with what each NPC does. There are many NPCs in Hotel Krat, and each one is going to do something different. Hollandine is going to sell your typical things that you need throughout the lands of Krat, and he's also going to provide you with weapon upgrade materials. Sophia is going to be the person that takes care of leveling you up. Pulsinia is going to be here to give you cranks for your weapons, help upgrade what they scale with. Vanini is going to be the person who you go to upgrade your grindstones, and also in the same room, you're going to be able to upgrade your Legion arm. Eugenie is going to help you upgrade your weapon, alter your handle, and assemble different weapons for you, and many others will provide story and background information. And tip number 6, stop dodging. We have been conditioned in Dark Souls and Elden Ring games to dodge whenever we can. However, this game does not want you to do that. It will eat up all of your vigor, and you will literally have nothing to attack with. This game wants you to manipulate the perfect parry system and the perfect guard system so you can then attack your enemy, allowing them to be staggered or break their weapons. And not only that, when perfect guarding, you are going to be able to get health back, so there's a ton of incentive to get this mechanic down. And tip number 7, you can jump. I know this is something that some people may know, but it took me way too long to figure out that you can actually jump in this game. And to do it, you need to be running and then press down on the left thumbstick, and you will do a small jump. This may seem trivial, but to get in certain areas of the game, you do need to be able to do this, so I figured for those who don't know, now you do. And tip number 8, anytime that you're afraid you may be missing a storyline or missing dialogue with an NPC, the menu within that Stargazer, when looking down at Hotel Krat, will show an icon of an NPC that you can talk to who has more dialogue options or something for you to do. If you find that there's an item next to the Stargazer area you're currently in, that means somebody in that area is looking for the item you have, and you need to go find them and turn it in. And tip number 9, if you're finding that your Fable bars are constantly empty and you're spending a lot of Ergo on trying to get them full, all you need to do is before you enter an area, go back to Hotel Krat, walk right out into the combat training area, and it will refill your bars automatically because it wants you to use the weapon arts against the training dummies for combat. So after you've refilled them, walk right back to the Stargazer and teleport to where you need to go with full Fable bars. And tip number 10, if there is a mini boss in an area that is giving you a huge amount of trouble, run away. You can run directly past some of those really hard mini bosses, and it will not impede your progress in the game whatsoever. Some of these mini bosses are absolutely way harder than the regular bosses, so the fact that they're in the game is kind of crazy to me, but if it's giving you a hard time, don't feel bad if you can just pick up and and roll out. It is okay. Come back and fight them again when you're a little bit more powerful or you have your weapon leveled up a little bit farther. And guys, there you have it. That's my 10 tips for beginners when it comes to Lies of P. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments anything that you would want other people to know who are starting the game or maybe about halfway through the game as is. But I appreciate you guys watching. If you are not subscribed yet to the channel, feel free to subscribe, hit the bell notification so you can know when I'm making more content. I got Lies of P and Elden Ring videos coming out every Monday and Friday, so if that interests you, I'd love to see you around the channel. And until next time, stay safe, enjoy the game, and I'll see you in the next one.